How are you, Maeve? What's the crack?
Hello, Niall. How are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you? How are you finding the yoga?
Good. I don't know if I had a very sore wrist. Well, I tried to do that crow thing last week and face planted straight after the class. And then I don't know if I did, if it was because of that, I had a sore wrist for the week, but no, good.
I forgot to give you that warning of just don't fall on your face.
Well, it's lucky I was on the mat, so it wasn't too bad.
Right, you didn't lose any teeth though.
No. It was my own stupid fault. When you said to do it slow, I did not do it slow. I launched straight into it.
Hi, Kyogs.
Sorry. Just do a bit of yoga in the evening, you know, yourself.
How's the body after yesterday?
Yeah, it's grand, yeah. No water. Yourself?
Stiff enough now.
First game we probably played, first full game we probably played in a while.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, first full game since September. Yeah, October.
But do you feel it all right?
Yeah. Right, so we'll give it a minute. Just whoever is in there already, I'm gonna do an extra 5-minute long shavasana at the end. It'll be about 10 minutes, maybe 15. We'll see how we get into the flow. And I'm gonna have music playing. So I'll throw on my headphones. So if you have headphones, you can throw them in. If not, you can just turn up your speaker. But we're going to do a bit of breath work. So we're really going to we'll go really deep into the shavasana. We won't go too deep. Just with the breath work at the very end, if we're going to be doing kind of like repetitive, kind of like deep breaths in and exhaling. So if you do feel any tingling or sensation in the body, just kind of like it's normal. It's kind of just your body's releasing energy. So just said I'd say that at the end. So it's going to be a nice, long, relaxing class. We're not going to go too hard. We'll do a bit of crow. Yeah, that's it. So most of what we've done today, you will have done in the last couple of classes. So we're just kind of going over and revising stuff we've done. So when you're ready, we're going to begin seated on the mat. And I'm going to throw in my mic now, so I won't be able to hear you. Okie dokie. Just give me a thumbs up there if you can hear me. Perfecto. All right. Okay, I've got everyone here. So begin in a seated position down on your mat. I advise if you can't sit comfortably, see I have a pillow and a yoga block underneath me just to raise my hips up. We're going to begin with a short meditation and a breathing practice called Nadi Sodhana. So just close your eyes. Get comfortable in your seat. Make any last adjustments. I'm going to be here for 5 minutes, so make sure your bum is nice and high and your spine is erect, that you're not forcing to sit up, that sitting up is comfortable. If you need to put your back against something, you can. Just notice the sit bones on the ground or the yoga block. Shift your weight around until you feel the spine totally erect. Take an inhale and just lengthen the spine. So you're up nice and tall, but all the muscles are relaxed. I want you to take an inhale and visualize the inhale coming up
from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. And then on your exhale, you're going to exhale through your nose from the base or from the top of your head all the way down to the base of your spine. So it doesn't matter how long your inhale is, just visualize it going the length of your spine to the top of your head, and your exhale from the top of your head to the base of your spine. If it makes it easier to visualize a color, go with that. Or a light. Before we begin, just set your intention for the practice. It may be just as simple as I'm going to focus on my breath, or I'm going to be aware of what muscles are working during the pose, or I'm going to bring my mind back when it wanders, or I'm going to enjoy the harder poses, or I'm going to be gentle. It can be anything, something simple. Then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your index finger and your middle finger together, and you're going to place them in between your two eyebrows. So in your third eye, just in between your two eyes. Then what you're going to do is you're going to place your thumb. So go with your right hand. You're going to place your thumb on your right nostril. And then you're going to place your ring finger, so your third finger, on your left nostril. So the way it's going to work is, I know some of you have done this already. So with your thumb, you're going to be closing your right nostril, and you're going to be inhaling through your left. Then what you do is you close your left nostril and exhale through your right. Then you inhale through your right, close it, and exhale through your left. So what I'll do is I'll talk you through that. So when you're ready, we'll begin. So right hand, first two fingers in between your two eyes. Your thumb is going to close your right nostril, and you're going to inhale through your left. Close your left. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close your right. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close it. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close it. Exhale through your left. Keep that whatever rhythm you want now that you get the gist of it. Breathing deep down into the belly. The exhales be nice and slow. Just pay attention to the breath as it travels through the nose. Stay with that sensation. All your attention is in between your two eyes, your third eye, on your nose and the breath. When you're ready, you can just bring yourself to a normal breathing pattern. Place the hands on your knees, and we're just going to start making some gentle spinal circles. So just begin with the base of the spine and work your way up. Keeping that nice even breathing pattern from the alternate nostril breathing. And then the other way. Just feel any areas that are restricted in the movement. And just see if you can relax into it. See if you can get a nice flow in the spine. When you're ready, you're going to tuck your chin into your chest, round your back, reach your hands forward. And then on an inhale, you're going to open your hands to the front, head to the sky, open the chest up. On an exhale, tuck your chin, reach your hands forward. So you're rounding the back like this. So you're not trying to come too far forward. And inhale, you're opening up. Repeat that a few more times. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, opening the palms. Chin to the sky. Shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, reaching forward. When you're ready, left hand down on the ground. Inhale, turn your right hand up to the sky. And then on your exhale, you're just going to side bend to the left. Reaching through that right hand, open up the whole right hand side of your body. Pushing the right sit bone down to the ground because it's going to want to come up. Using that left hand as support. Keep the shoulder blades or shoulder down away from the ears. Keep the head in neutral. Breathe right into the side. Reach that hand as forward as far as you can. And come back to center. Right hand on the ground. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. So lock out that elbow if you can. Really reach forward. Left sit bone into the ground. Open up the chest. And come back to the center. Clasp your two hands together. Like this. And then you're just going to roll the wrists 5 in each direction. So we're going to be doing a bit of crow there. So we'll warm up the wrists and the opposite way. Left hand behind the body. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. And you're going to twist your body to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Just a gentle spinal twist. Come back to the center, right hand behind, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Twist over your right shoulder. Come back to the center. Where you are, we're just going to shrug the shoulders up, back and down. Just 3 or 4 in each direction. And when you're ready, you're going to roll forward, come onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. And we're going to go for a couple of rounds of cat-cow, but what we're going to do is we're going to begin with the pelvis. So you'll see there the normal cat-cow is where you round the whole back, arch the whole back. This time we're just going to try and isolate the pelvis. So beginning with an arch in just the lower back. And then you're just going to try and round the lower back. As we move into it, we're going to progressively work our way through the spine. So just go a little bit higher than the lower back. So you're a quarter of the way up your back. And then slowly we're moving into the mid back, arching and rounding. Then work your way all the way up into that upper back. And now you're going for this full spine. So go in any rhythm you want, fast or slow. Sync it with your breath if you want. but just be aware of each segment movement. When you're ready, tuck the toes under, push back up into a downward dog, and just walk the feet out nice and slow. Fingertips, baby fingers out the width of the mat, elbows out to the side. Walking the hands out. When you're ready, toe to heel all the way to the front of the mat, straight legs if you can. And then come to the front of your mat. So we know the drill now at this stage with the sun salutations. So we're going to go through them, build up some heat in the body. So I'll talk you through the first two, and then we'll do another two on our own. So bring yourself to the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart. From mountain pose, shoulders back and down, hands facing forward. So just get yourself into a nice sturdy position before you start. When you're ready, inhale, raise the hands up. Exhale, forward fold until your hands come down to the ground. Halfway lift, you're looking forward, straighten the back, knees are bent. Bring the hands down either side of the feet. Step back. Lower your knees, lower your chest, and then your chin. Flatten out, come into a cobra. Push back up into a downward dog. Walk it out here for 2 or 3 breaths. Then when you're ready, step the left foot forward, step the right foot forward, roll yourself slowly up into a standing position, and then we're going to do that again. So inhale up, exhale, forward fold, hands come right down to the ground, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift and look forward. Exhale, hands either side of the feet, step back into a plank, lower the knees down, chest down, chin. Inhale into a little baby cobra. Exhale, push back into a downward dog. And come into a static downward dog now for 3 breaths. Gently working your heels down to the ground if you can. Knees bent if you want. This time step your right foot forward, your left foot forward. Roll yourself up into a standing position. And we're going to do 2 more of them with a nice fast pace. So inhale up, exhale down. Hands either side of the feet, hands either side of the feet, halfway lift, down. Getting ahead of myself there. Step back into a plank, lower the knees, chest and chin. Baby cobra into an inhale. Exhale, a downward dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Roll yourself up into a standing position. And last one, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And then your exhale, you're stepping back into your plank. Knees down, chest down, baby cobra, downward dog. Step the right foot forward, left foot forward. Roll yourself up into a standing position and relax. So we've built up a little bit of energy there now. I can feel the heart is beating a little bit faster. So we're going to bring ourselves down onto the ground again. So what we're going to do is you're going to step the right foot back into a high lunge. Both left foot is facing forward. You're going to tuck those hips under. And then what you're going to do is just lower that right knee down to the ground. 2 hands inside that left leg. Step back into a plank. Chaturanga, which is a slow push-up. And then come up into tabletop. We're going to come into dolphin pose here. So what you're going to do is bring your elbows. It's basically a downward dog, only your elbows are on the ground. So you're going to bring your elbows down to the ground. It's up to you if you want to have your hands coming together in a triangle or have your forearms parallel. When you're ready, you're tucking your toes under, pressing your heels down into the ground, bum into the air, dropping the head in between the hands. And this is a nice one to open up the upper back, the thoracic spine. Take a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, you're going to come forward onto your hands. So kind of roll from your elbows up onto your hands into a push-up position. Right foot comes up to the right hand. Swing that right hand up into the air. Open up the chest. Let that knee fall out. Bring yourself back down. You're going to reach the right hand. So if you're struggling here with depth, what you can do is, there we are. You're struggling here with depth, you can grab your block and you can hold on to it. If you're not struggling with depth, you're going to reach your right hand in underneath your leg. Left hand comes in around the back of your body and you're going to bind them together. And we're going to take 2 or 3 breaths here. So we're working on opening up the hip, but there's also a bit of strength here because we don't have our hands to balance us. When you're ready, release those hands. Step back into a downward dog. Lower the knees down. Sit back into a child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right. Open up the left side of the body. Breathe into that left side. Walk your hands to the right. Bring yourself back into the center. Come onto your elbows. Back into dolphin pose. Tuck the toes under. Push the bum in the air. Make it a fist with your hands. Just creates a bit of tension through the forearms and up the upper arms. Pressing the elbows into the ground. When you're ready then, palms come onto the ground. Roll yourself forward onto your hands. Left foot comes forward. Keep the right hand in the ground. Swing that left hand open. Let that left knee fall out to the side. And what we're going to do is reach that left hand under your leg. The right hand comes up, over, and you bind them together. So I don't know if you see better from the front here. And then you're trying to open that chest up to the right. And 2 or 3 breaths here. Stay in it for 1 more breath. When you're ready, come out of this. Step back into a downward dog. And you're going to step your right foot forward this time. Lower the left knee down to the ground. Come up into a kneeling position. We're going to open up the hips. So in this kneeling position here, if you have your jumper or your towel or your strap, you can use it to reach around and grab your foot. If you can manage otherwise, you can just reach back. So what you're going to do is bring your left hand down to the ground. You're going to reach around to your right with your right hand and grab your left foot. If you need to walk that left hand further away from you, you can. Then what you're going to do from here is just let the hips sink towards the ground and open the chest up to the right. If you have any pain in your knee here, just double up on the pillows. And if there's still pain, just relax out of it. From here, your left foot is gently going to kick into your hand. So imagine like 100% was a kick, like kicking a ball. You're only going to contract maybe 10%, so really light. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then an exhale. You're just going to pull that heel a little bit closer to get a bit more of a stretch. When you're ready, let go of that left foot. Walk that right foot over to the left hand. And you're going to come back into a pigeon. So bring the right knee down to the ground. Straighten out that left leg. Hips up nice and, or chest up nice and tall. So you're up on your hands to begin. Just look down at your hips and notice, are both hip points, the bony points of your hips facing the ground, or is one of them facing up to the left? If so, just turn them both down towards the ground and you'll feel an increase in the stretch. If you're comfortable here, you can come into King Pigeon. This one we haven't done yet. So left hand stays in the ground. It's similar to the one we just done. Right hand comes around and you can grab that left foot. And you can also do it the other way. You can go left hand to left foot, but I feel it's more comfortable reaching around. If this is too uncomfortable, just stay in normal pigeon. Lower that foot down to the ground. Press your two hands into the ground firmly. Push back up into a plank. And we're going to stay here. Press through the shoulders as if you're trying to round your upper back. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Squeeze your pelvic floor muscles. And we're going to hold for 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down to the ground. Sit back into a child's pose. When you're ready, you're going to press back into the plank. Left foot comes forward, right knee comes down. And we're just going to repeat that on the other side. So right hand comes down to the ground. Look over your left shoulder. Your left hand is going to reach back and grab your right ankle. Opening the chest up to the left. You can let that left knee sink out to the side. And just let the hips sink towards the ground. Just notice where is holding tension here. It is a very, very deep stretch, especially on the quads and hip flexors. Kick into your hand very gently for 5, 2, 1, and then pull that heel a little bit closer to your bum. But don't force it. Be really subtle and gentle with the movement. Then what you're going to do is let go of that right foot. Walk the left foot across to the right hand side of your mat. Slide the hips back and come into pigeon. Oh, this is very tight. So let those hips, I don't know if you can see because I'm wearing all black and have a black mat, but my hips are opening up to the right here, which means I'm trying to avoid the stretch because it's tight. So I'm going to turn my hips both towards the ground, lengthening out the spine. Just noticing what my lower back is doing. Is it rounded? You don't want to have too much of a round here in the lower back. And bring that breath all the way through the nose, down into the belly and into the hip, expanding that whole area. And then on the exhale, just let it all relax. If you want, you can reach around with the left hand to grab that right leg, king pigeon. You can go the other way if you want. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. Relax out of that. Press into those hands. Come up into your plank. And we're going to hold it for 10 seconds again. So round the shoulders. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Squeeze the glutes. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Breathing through the nose into the belly, but still drawing that belly button in. Push back into a downward dog. Step the left foot forward in between the hands. Lower the right heel down to the ground and come up into a warrior. Remember, with your warrior, you want that front knee, so your left knee is tracking the middle of your toes. Your right foot is at a 45-degree angle to the long side of your mat. So the length of your stance here is important. If your stance is too short, you're going to be up really high. If your stance is too long, you might open up the grinds a bit too much. So find what's comfortable. Gaze forward. Right hand comes down to the right thigh. Turn the left palm to the sky. Reach back. Come forward, left elbow to the left knee. Reach that right arm forward and open up the chest. When you're ready, come back into warrior. You're going to turn your toes to the left. So turn your toes to the front side of your mat. So your left foot is in the front. You're going to press forward and come up to a standing position. So we're going to come into dancer pose. It's very simple. You're going to grip the ground with your left foot. So that's going to be your standing foot. Right heel comes to the bum. Your right hand is holding your ankle. All you're going to do is raise that left hand into the air. And the movement here is coming from your hips. So imagine you are a hinge and all that's moving is your hips. So slight bend in that left knee, raise the left hand in the air. When you're ready, hinging at the hips, coming forward, reaching the left hand forward into dancer. Very good, guys, well done. You're trying to raise that right knee up off the ground as far as you can. So your knee might be pointing to the ground like this. If you can, you're going to pull with your right hand all the way up and come back to center and relax. We're going to roll ourselves down, rounding your spine, all the way down into a plank position. Step back. Round the upper back, draw the belly button into the spine, and step your right foot forward between your hands. Left heel comes down to the ground. Come up into warrior. Right knee is tracking the middle toes. Left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Gaze is forward and strong just to begin. Left hand to the left thigh. Right hand turns to the sky and reaches back behind you. Take 2 breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can bring your right elbow to your right knee. Left hand sweeps forward and is reaching to the top of your mat. Opening up the side body. When you're ready, bring yourself back into warrior. Turn your toes around to the front of your mat and step forward. So this time it's going to be left hand grabbing your left foot. Right hand comes up into the air. Hinging forward. Slight bend in that right knee. Reach that right hand forward, pulling that left knee up away from the ground. Hold it here for one more breath. Bring yourself to standing and relax. Well done, guys. So we're going to go into dancer one more time. This time we're going to do an advanced version where we just let go of our leg and we're using our hamstring to get that curl. So right hand grabs your right ankle, front of your right foot. Left hand comes up into the air. Reach forward into dancer pose. 2 hip bones facing the ground. Reaching that left hand forward. When you're ready, you're going to let go of your right ankle, but you're still trying to keep your heel in towards your bum. So you're going to let it go for 5, 4, drawing that heel right into the bum. 2, 1, grab the heel and come back down. You might have felt a little bit of a twinge in the hamstrings. Keep a slight bend in the knees, just hinge at the hips, get a stretch on the hamstrings. And come back up. Left hand grabs the left ankle, right hand comes up into the air. Hinging forward into dancer. 2 hip bones facing the ground. Let that left hand release the foot, drawing that heel right into your bum, squeezing it as hard as you can. And release, come down to the ground and just loosen out those legs. When you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves down onto the ground. So whatever way you can get down onto your belly, you can do so. And we're just going to come down into Sphinx pose just to open up the chest, lower back. So elbows underneath the shoulders, palms of the hand on the ground. You're going to just push your chest open and you're going to relax. So if you can here, you're going to try and just relax your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back, because these muscles want to fire and that just inhibits you from opening up the chest and spine. So just relax the glutes. Relax the breath. Your belly button area should be on the ground. Your hips should be on the ground. Your gaze is forward. Shoulders are down away from the ears. When you're ready, you're going to push yourself up into a kneeling position. We're just going to warm up the shoulders like we did last week to bring ourselves into a crow. Before we do so, just out of the way, you're in this kneeling position. All you're going to do is make circles around your wrists just to warm up the wrists. So 5 to your left, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 to your right. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last kind of bit of work we're going to do. Sit back onto your heels. Backs of your hands come down onto the ground. Fingertips are back towards you. And you're just stretching the fronts of the forearms. Make a few circles if you need to. And then just loosen out the wrists. So, like we did last week, and for anyone who wasn't here, we're going to do crow pose. I'll talk you through it. If you already know what to do, ease yourself into it gently. To warm up the shoulders, I recommend not going into it fully straight away, but just slowly but surely easing yourself into it. So when you're ready, you're going to come into a rest and squat. Heels are up off the ground. Toes are resting, like you would if you're taking a picture in a soccer match. Reach those hands forward. Reach, 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 reach until they come to the ground. Fingertips are nice and wide, strong base. And then what you're going to do here is pull your fingertips back very slightly just to create some tension in the wrists and the hands. Your knees are going to come to your triceps, to your elbows, or inside in your armpits, depending where you want to go. All you're going to do then is pick a spot in between your hands or just in front of your hands. You're going to come forward up onto your toes. Looking forward. What I'll do is take my mic off. Put it here on the ground. Coming forward, just lifting the bum up, warming up the shoulders, and then coming back down. So to get into this pose, remember, there is no jumping. All it is shifting your body weight. So I'm going to show you. So squeezing my knees into my elbows, shifting my body weight forward. My left toe comes up, right toe comes up, and I'm up into crow pose. Squeezing the knees into the elbows, elbows into the knees, and then you're relaxing. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes there just to try that. If you have any pain, you can just sit back into a child's pose or open up the chest, open up the shoulders. So you're reaching those hands forward, gripping the ground, squeezing the knees in, and keep the toes up off the ground. If you have the toes up off the ground, bring them together. In this position here, if you get your structure right, it's more your, I suppose, your skeleton and your bones that's holding you up more so than your muscles. If you can get your center of gravity right or correct. I'll give you another minute or so to relax into that. I can't do it with my mic on because it'll be all fuzzy. All right. Nice work, guys. Okay, when you're ready, come on to a kneeling position, interlace the fingers behind the back, just open up the chest, draw the fingertips down towards the ground, chin up. And then when you're ready, you're going to keep the fingers interlaced, bring the head down to the ground. I'm going to draw the fingertips up, away from the back. And come back up into a kneeling position. When you're ready, swing around onto the front of the mat, open up the, I suppose you're on the long side of your mat here, open up the feet nice and wide, coming into this bear sit position. I'm going to throw pillow underneath my bum. So nice and wide as you can, that it's comfortable for you to put both the soles of your feet flat on the ground. If your feet are out really wide like this and you can't put the soles of your feet on the ground, you're too wide. Reach down, grab the insides of your ankles. When you're exhaling, what you're going to do is tuck your chin into your chest, round your spine. When you're inhaling, you're going to pull yourself with your hands, sitting up nice and tall. And what you're trying to do is pulling your pelvis forward through your legs. Elbows are pushing out into the knees. On the exhale, you're rounding the back, tucking the chin. And on your inhale, you're coming up nice and tall. When we're sitting here nice and tall, what I want you to do is gently push your knees into your elbows for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Push your elbows out into your knees and see if you can get more of a stretch. So relax the knees, go a little bit further. Now we're going to contract again. So push the knees into the elbows for 10, 9, 8, 7, 2, 1. And then in your exhale, just push the knees out a little bit further. Then last time, push the knees into the elbows. 1, and relax. Bring your 2 feet in front of you. Hands come then in behind your back. Bring your right ankle up onto your left knee. Sit the bum down on the ground. And you're opening up the chest. So in this position here, you're going to find you're going to want to round your back. If you are to imagine your lower back is rounded, if you arch your lower back and open up your chest and change the angle of your pelvis, what you'll do is you'll open up the stretch a little bit more. So we're stretching, opening up the glutes here. When you're ready, lower that right leg down. And then we'll just put the left ankle up on top of the right knee. So stay in this position just for another maybe 5 breaths. I'm going to set up the laptop here. So when you're ready, you're just going to slowly lower yourself down onto the ground, and you're just going to hug your knees into your chest. So lie back onto your back, hug your knees into your chest, and you're just kind of rolling out your spine. Just rolling left to right, just kind of loosening out the lower back. And when you're ready, just lower the legs down to the ground. Straighten the legs out. And come into your Shavasana. So for this Shavasana, we're going to do a bit of breath work. I'm going to play a little bit of music. If the music is too loud at all, just give me a thumbs up, but you can control it from your computer. So just find a nice comfortable position. A pillow under your knees might help. A blanket. I want to be nice and comfortable for this. Just 10 minutes to completely just chill out. So I just want you to begin by noticing the points of contact on the ground. Noticing how the body is feeling. Just become aware of breath as it's coming in through the nose. Down into the belly.
slowly start to increase the depth of your breath. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, into your belly, up into your chest, and then you're just going to let the air fall out. So there's no energy required for the exhales. The inhales, the energies, all the work. The exhale is just to relax. Just let it fall out your mouth. Inhale into your belly, up into your chest. Exhale, just let it fall out. Inhale into your belly and in your chest. And let it fall out. And slowly start to increase the depth of the breath. So inhaling into the belly, the chest, the ribs, the head, and let it fall. 3 more of these. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2-part breath. You're going to inhale through your nose or your mouth, whatever you want. So it's going to be into the belly, into the chest, and exhale. So it's going to sound like in, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Keep that rhythm going for another 2 minutes. Increasing the depth. You may notice some sensations in the fingers or the hands. Just draw on that breath in through the mouth or nose, into the belly, chest, head. Just let it out. Big deep breaths on your inhale, filling up all your internal cavities, so into your belly, all the way up into your chest and neck. Just a minute left. Just stay focused on the breath. Double inhales. No effort required for the exhale. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go for 1 big long inhale and 1 big long exhale. So it's going to be inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Three more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale.
And one more inhale. And at the end of your exhale, you're just going to hold your breath. Exhale. And just hold your breath until you feel the need to breathe. When you feel like you need to breathe again, so it could be in 10 or 20 or 30 seconds, when you feel like the need to breathe, take one big inhale and hold it in for 10 seconds. After your 10 seconds, just release and relax. Just become aware of any new sensations in the body. Where is your body drawing the attention? Is it your heart, your throat, your hands, your hips, your head? And just see if you can follow that movement or blood flow around your body. Just become aware of any of the subtle changes or sensations within or outside your body. Just let that body completely relax into the ground. So any area of your body you want to bring any attention to, bring some energy into it. Your hips, your feet. I want you to just visualize bright light. It's coming in through your head, down into your spine. In whatever part of your spine you want to send that energy through into maybe your hips or your hands, your belly. Just bring it down your spine as far as it needs to go, through your head, and just send it down into that area of your body. It could be inside, it could be a kidney or a lung. And just visualize with each inhale and each exhale the area of your body just getting brighter and brighter, radiating more energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you in your Shavasana. I'm not going to call you back. You don't have to say goodbye or anything. I'm just going to end the session and you can just stay relaxed on the ground and just enjoy whatever feeling of relaxation you have. So good night, guys. Thanks for turning up. I'll see you next week.